One of the most popular stock subscription websites is Envato Elements. And in this video, I'm going to be going over Envato Elements, what they offer, and my honest thoughts on their service. I've used Envato Elements now for just over about a year now. I have to say they offer a lot, from stock video, motion graphics, video templates, music and sound effects, and even graphics. And what's really nice is Envato Elements comes at an affordable price too, at $16.50 a month. And what's nice is they have unlimited downloads, so you can download as many assets as you want for as many projects as you work on. And you can even start today with a 7-day free trial. So let's dive into Envato Elements and see what they have to offer. So let's first start in the stock video tab. When you click on stock video, you'll notice that you have a filter section on the left. You can sort by stock footage and motion graphics. I'm first going to go into the stock footage section. Underneath the categories filter, there's a stock footage categories filter where you can search by buildings, construction, and different things. You can click the show more button. You can get different industries and different things that you can actually sort by. So for example, if you wanted people shots, you can click on the people filter button and you'll get shots of people. Now one note, you can only select one, so you can't do like people and kids. It won't allow you to actually click on the kids while you selected people. So just know that it's a little limited by the filters here. Now you do have more options down below. You can sort by resolution, so you can just drag the slider up. Say if you want 4K only, you can do 4K. And you can even do frame rate, so if you shoot in a certain frame rate. You can also sort by length, and down in the properties filter, there's an alpha channel and looped filter setting. These are more for motion graphics, but it's also there for footage. It doesn't really apply in this case. One of the biggest questions about Envato footage is how big is their category of actual stock footage? Right off the bat, you can see that they have a lot of stock footage. You can see how much of a certain category they have to the right of the filter. For example, they have over 2.4 million stock footage clips and over 300,000 motion graphics. But how are they on specific categories? And maybe we search for aerial, you'll notice that they have over 700,000 aerial shots. And for reference, maybe we go to Storyblocks and you search for aerial, they have 57,000. Let's try a little bit more specific, maybe Cleveland, a specific city. If you search for Cleveland, they have over 300 Cleveland shots, and comparing that to Storyblocks has 128 Cleveland shots. So it does look like Envato Elements does have a lot more stock footage in its library. Next, let's go into motion graphics. I have to say I use their motion graphics quite a bit. I do like their motion graphics categories filter section. You can sort by backgrounds only, or maybe you're looking for specific elements. This is where you actually want to use the alpha channel section down below in the properties. For example, if we check on elements, we can scroll down and we can click on alpha channel. And then when you download, for example, this astronaut dancing, it'll actually include an alpha channel that you can overlay on top of your original footage. And to download an asset, you'll notice that, say if we wanted to download this astronaut dancing, there's a little download button. You just click on it. And the one weird thing about Envato Elements is that you have to assign it to a project. I tend to just assign one project, the company I work for, and then just click add and download. That'll download the asset to your downloads folder. Next, there's video templates. One note about video templates is that they are very After Effects and Premiere Pro heavy. As you can see here, say if you're an Apple Motion, Final Cut, or DaVinci Resolve user, they don't have as many templates in that category, but they do have a lot of After Effects templates. And just for example, to show you one of the templates, I'm throwing up a nice flame animated logo that I easily created using one of the templates on Envato Elements. But they do have a lot of nice After Effects templates that you can use for your project. And very similar to the stock footage section, there's different categories, so if you're looking for infographics specifically, or maybe openers or titles, you can narrow down your search there. Next is their music tab. If we click on their music tab, one of the things I noticed right away is that they do have a lot of different filters. They have a lot of different genres that you can choose from, which makes narrowing down the type of song that you're looking for very easy. They also have a mood section, which is very helpful to really fine-tune exactly the type of song you're looking for. You can also sort by instrument as well. And down below, you can do no vocals or certain type of vocals, and also there's tempo. Now, how big is Envato Elements' music library? Well, similar to stock footage, you can actually take a look down under the category section. There's royalty-free music. You can see that they have over 130,000 songs. This is a lot larger than a lot of the other competitors such as Epidemic Sound or Artlist. For example, Artlist actually only has 22,000 songs. If you want to learn more about Artlist, I did make a video specifically going over their stock footage and music plan. I will link that video right up there if you want to check that out. Now, although Envato Elements has more songs, I do have to say their songs sound a lot different than Artlist or a lot of the other stock music websites. Envato Elements sounds more produced, and just to show you an example, I'll play a song underneath me speaking. You can just tell that it's more corporate-y, it's more produced, where a lot of the other songs maybe on Artlist or different stock websites, they sound more original. And my recommendation is just to check out the songs. You can browse them for free right now and just see if you like the way they sound. Next, let's go under sound effects. They do have a ton of sound effects. I use their sound effects a lot. You can see how many sound effects they have. They have over 120,000 game sounds, over 110,000 miscellaneous. I love a lot of their transition and movement sound effects. And just for comparison, again, Artlist has about 27,000 sound effects. So you can definitely see Envato Elements definitely does have a lot more sound effects. Very similar to footage, the way music and sound effects work is you just click the download button to the far right. You assign it to a project and click add and download. Next, let's go under graphic templates. This is a pretty cool section. This is really where Envato Elements shines, is that they really offer a lot for creative professionals, not only people that work in video or maybe filmmaking, but they really help, anyone in a creative space, whether you're a web designer, graphic designer, motion designer, pretty much any creative asset that you can think of. Envato Elements has it in some shape or form. Where Artlist or maybe Storyblocks are limited to, they don't really have graphics or a lot of like icons or different things like that. So for example, under graphic templates, we can go maybe into Photoshop. And just to show you, they have Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign, Adobe XD, or Figma if you're into UX, UI design. You can search by print templates, or maybe if you're working on a website, you can click on websites. You can choose your color space. You can choose your orientation. And down at the bottom, you can sort by vector or layered. Now these are graphic templates. Next to graphic templates, you'll notice that there's a graphics tab. Under graphics, you can search for actual backgrounds, textures, and basically the elements that you can stack together to create a final graphic product. For example, here under backgrounds, maybe you can search for vintage. You'll get some nice vintage backgrounds. Under social, what's really nice is that they have different templates that you can download for maybe Instagram Reels or Stories that fit in a mobile vertical format. Another nice thing about Envato Elements is that they have presentation templates. So if you're a keynote speaker or maybe have to design for your company, you can easily download a Keynote or PowerPoint or even a Google Slides template and take the template and make it your own. For example, I have a Keynote template open here, and I can easily replace the text and the images to put in my own content. This Keynote template came with over 100 slides, so you have a lot of different options and looks that you can choose from here. Now, one of the newer sections in Envato Elements is their Envato Elements Photos section. Now, one note about photos, they do have a lot more landscape photos and portrait photos, almost a 4:1 ratio here. But what's nice is you can sort by color. So just to show you how powerful this is, you can search by pink, and you can maybe search for sun. So you get some nice sunset photos that uses the color pink in your photos. They do have a font section. You can search by fonts. I personally don't use this. I usually like to stick with Adobe Typekit. If you do download a font, it'll actually download the OTF or the TTF file, and you'll have to install it on your computer. Otherwise, they do have add-ons such as, for Adobe Photoshop, you can download actions and presets or brushes. They also have web templates such as email templates, where you can actually download maybe a MailChimp template. So you can see they have a lot of different creative assets, not only for graphic designers, but maybe for marketing professionals as well. And even under more, they have WordPress and 3D. I do like the 3D section. For example, we can click on this dropped ice cream cone. And what's nice is you can click on View 360 Render. And check this out. Once it loads here, you can click and drag and actually get a custom view. And then you can actually download this as a PNG or a PSD file. And now you have this 3D object that you can use in your projects. So that's Envato Elements. In my honest opinion, at the end of the day, I think Envato Elements is great for anyone that needs a lot of graphic assets, specifically for anyone working in video or graphic design, website design, marketing, pretty much like almost across the board. I also think it's really great for small business owners because there's a lot of great marketing content on here, such as the email templates. Really, any creative asset you need, it's here. On the flip side, I think if you're a filmmaker, you might want to look at maybe getting a specialized plan like story blocks or maybe even Artlist. And if you do want to check out Artlist, I will link that video right up there. Otherwise, that's my thoughts on Envato Elements. Let me know what you think down below in the comments section. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.